Have you ever stared at your reflection a little too long, scrolling through your feed, wondering if that angle makes you look just a tad more fabulous? What if I told you that obsession isn't new? It is as ancient as the myths that shaped our world. Way before the selfie stick, the ancient Greeks whispered a tale of Narcissus, a strikingly handsome wanderer who spurned a lovesick nymph named Echo, only to catch his own image in a shimmering river. Mesmerized, he couldn't look away, pining for an impossible love that ended in tragedy. He drowned, and from the water's edge bloomed a flower bearing his name. Today, that story isn't just folklore. It's the blueprint for understanding narcissism, that intoxicating blend of self-love that can turn toxic. Stick around as we dive deep into the psychology of narcissism, from the spotlight-hogging stars to the silent sufferers, and why it's more common in our selfie-saturated world than you might think. If you've ever wondered if you are a little narcissistic or know someone who is, this video is for you. Hit that like button if you're ready to reflect, and let's jump in. So, what exactly is narcissism beyond the myth? Psychologists don't see it as a simple flaw or a buzzword for vanity. It's a set of traits, an inflated, grandiose self-image where someone believes they're superior, better looking, smarter, more deserving of the red carpet treatment. It's not always villainous. A dash of it can fuel ambition and confidence. But when it ramps up, it colors everything from relationships to leadership. Experts break it down into two main flavors as personality traits: grandiose and vulnerable narcissism. And then there's the big league's narcissistic personality disorder, which we'll unpack soon. Think of these as points on a spectrum, not black and white labels. Ever met someone who lights up a room with their charisma, only to dim everyone else's shine? That's our first stop: grandiose narcissism. Grandiose narcissism is the one that steals the show. Picture the extroverted charmer, dominant, bold, always chasing the spotlight. These folks crave attention and power like oxygen, often landing in high-stakes arenas, politicians rallying crowds, celebrities dropping viral moments, or influencers curating their empire. But here's the key: not every leader or star is a narcissist. Plenty climb the ladder to lift others up, innovate, or simply chase their dreams for the greater good. The narcissistic twist? It's all about the ego boost, the status, the applause, the validation that screams, "I'm the main character." They ooze confidence, but it's fragile armor. Challenge it, and watch the charm crack into defensiveness or dismissal. It's magnetic at first, but over time, that self-focus can erode trust. Relationships? They might treat partners like admirers in the audience rather than equals. Careers? Bold moves, sure, but risky gambles that prioritize glory over ethics. It's the dark side peeking through the glamour. Now, flip the script to vulnerable narcissism, the introverted cousin that's often overlooked. These aren't the braggarts. They're the quiet storm, reserved on the surface, but bubbling with entitlement underneath. A minor slight, a forgotten birthday, a casual critique can send them spiraling into resentment or withdrawal. They're hypersensitive, nursing wounds that others barely notice. Unlike their grandiose kin, vulnerable narcissists don't broadcast their superiority. They hoard it, feeling perpetually undervalued. It shows up in passive-aggressive jabs or silent treatments that leave you guessing. The entitlement is there, fierce as ever, but masked by insecurity. Both types share that core self-absorption, but vulnerable ones weaponize vulnerability, turning empathy into a one-way street. If grandiose is the peacock, vulnerable is the porcupine, prickly and hard to approach. When these traits don't just flirt with your life, but hijack it, we're talking narcissistic personality disorder, or NPD. This isn't a casual diagnosis. It's a clinical beast affecting about 1 to 2% of us, skewing more toward men, and it's only flagged in adults. Kids and teens? Self-centeredness is par for the developmental course. They are still figuring out the world revolves around more than just them. But NPD? It's a takeover. The DSM-5, that Bible of psychiatric diagnostics from the American Psychiatric Association, lays out the hallmarks: a rock-solid grandiose self-view, empathy on life support, entitlement that demands the world bow down, and an insatiable hunger for admiration. What tips it into disorder territory? The wreckage. Imagine weaponizing your family for applause, your spouse a prop, your kids a fan club, or dodging feedback like it's poison, lashing out at anyone daring to suggest improvement. Lives unravel, jobs lost to arrogance, friendships ghosted by betrayal, isolation creeping in. It's a solo spotlight in an empty theater, thrilling for the star, devastating for everyone else. Okay, deep breath. How does someone end up here? Blame doesn't fit neatly, but science points to a cocktail of nature and nurture. Twin studies scream genetics. There's a strong hereditary hook, though the exact genes are still playing hide and seek. Environment stirs the pot too. Over-the-top parents pedestalizing their little prince or princess? Hello, grandiose blueprint. Cold, domineering folks who crush vulnerability? That brews the vulnerable type. Zoom out to culture, and it's fascinating. Narcissism thrives in individualistic societies that cheer self-promotion, like the US, where scores have climbed since the 70s. Remember the 60s commune vibe? It flipped to the self-esteem boom, materialism's rise, and suddenly, me first was the mantra. Fast forward to now, social media's a narcissist's playground. Endless likes, filters, and feeds amplify the chase for status. But hold up, does Instagram birth narcissists? Nah, evidence says no. It just hands them a megaphone, turning quiet egos loud. That cultural shift? It's real and relatable. Back in the day, humility was king. Now, humble brags rule. And yeah, its spiking. Studies show younger generations edging higher on the narcissism scale, fueled by that perfect storm of self-focus. But it's not doom-scrolling doomsday. Social media mirrors us, sure, but it also connects. The real risk? When it feeds the beast, encouraging performative lives over genuine bonds. Ever caught yourself curating a post for validation? We all dip a toe in. The line blurs when it becomes the river narcissist drowned in inescapable, all-consuming. So, is there a way out? Absolutely. Narcissism isn't a life sentence. It's a trait you can tweak. The golden key? Honest self-reflection and empathy building. Psychotherapy's a powerhouse. Cognitive behavioral tricks to challenge those inflated views, or schema therapy to unpack childhood roots. Even simple practices like compassion meditation, pausing to consider others' feelings, can rewire the brain. Imagine a grandiose leader learning to credit the team, or a vulnerable soul voicing needs without the sting. Progress is possible, but here's the rub. For those with NPD, the mirror's unflattering side is terrifying. Admitting flaws feels like defeat, so sticking with change, it's the real boss level. Yet, stories abound of narcissists who evolve through rock-bottom moments, loving partners, or sheer willpower. It's not easy, but it's empowering. If this hits close, know you're not alone. Seeking help is the ultimate flex. We've journeyed from ancient myths to modern minds, uncovering narcissism's allure and its pitfalls. It's a reminder, a little self-love lights the way, but too much blinds us to the beauty around. Whether you're spotting it in yourself or a loved one, approach with curiosity, not judgment, because understanding is the first step to healthier connections. What's your take? Drop in the comments. Ever dealt with a narcissist or caught a glimpse in your own mirror? Smash that subscribe for more Myth to Mind deep dives, and turn on notifications so you never miss the reflection. Thanks for watching. Stay self-aware, stay kind. See you next time.